3 weeks ago, I fell for a scam on a dating website. But it wasn't a complete loss because I learned some life lessons that I instantly got to apply in my life. So let's go back a few weeks. We had just seen the news that people were starting to get vaccinated against COVID-19. And I got a little bit worried that eventually we might be forced to take the vaccine. Not at gunpoint, but that more and more public venues or workplaces are going to require you to get tested or get vaccinated for COVID-19 before you can visit or to work there. And so I got very nervous about staying in the United States. And so I went online to join some dating websites, hoping I could marry somebody from out of the country and marry her for her citizenship and leave the country for good. You got to understand, 7 years ago, I almost married somebody for her citizenship, except that she wanted children. I wasn't ready for children at the time. So the concept wasn't terribly foreign to me. So I went on OkCupid.com and I met a girl, or supposedly a girl, from Krakow, Poland. And we have been chatting, and it seemed very real. I didn't get a sense that her... usually when it's a scam, their stories don't make a whole lot of sense, right? And she started talking about her family, and then later her grandparents supposedly had COVID-19. And then she started to ask me for money for various things. And I still kind of believed it. I didn't send her any money, mostly because I was kind of stuck. I'm in Wallace, Idaho right now, and we don't have any facilities like that. But I listened to her story. But then when she really started to pressure, I thought for sure it was a scam. And so I looked up her photo, and sure enough, the photo was that of a Polish athlete. And I really kicked myself because I wasted so much time. I didn't send her any money, but I wasted so much time, or so I thought, but later I learned a lesson from it. So I learned from that experience that when you get desperate, you tend to do very stupid things. I was watching the news all the time. I was worried about my future. I was worried about my finances. Part of the reason I wanted to move to Poland was that I could almost retire, so I could care less if a certain job requires me to get a COVID vaccine. I just won't take it, right? I was watching the news, I was watching the markets too much. I had to turn that off for a couple weeks because it was causing me to lose my mind and lose sleep. So I turned off the news for some time. I don't even know if Washington State is reopening anytime soon because I don't want to listen to that anymore. It's too disturbing for me. So I learned when you get desperate, you can do very stupid things, like wasting a couple weeks talking to a girl who didn't even exist. She was a very good scammer, though, because at no point was there anything inconsistent or bad language or something inconsistent, right, or something that doesn't add up. Anyways, fast forward to early January. I'm an adjunct professor, and I get a contract from the school that I normally teach at, and then I get another contract. I do a lot of tutoring on the side. I get 4 clients now in the space of a couple of weeks. And it's a little bit more work than I want to do. But you know what? A lot of times, clients have a tendency to drop out without much explanation, without warning. And I realized I would much rather have a little bit too much and then a few drop out later. If none of them drop out, I could always find a reason to kick them out at some point, right? Not now, obviously. I'd rather be overworking for a couple weeks than to get desperate for clients at some point. It's much easier to continue a job than to look for clients. And when I'm looking, I can be desperate. Now, what was really nice is that because I'm not desperate to keep these clients, I find I'm more in control of the situation. I'm kind of in the driver's seat of the relationship with the client. So earlier today, I was running late because I was on my way back from Coeur d'Alene, and so I told my client I might be 10-15 minutes late. See, normally if I were desperate for that client, I might be trying to drive too fast on the icy conditions or who knows what, right? I love it when I can be relaxed, and if he says goodbye, I kind of needed to lose him anyway, right? So the scam I almost fell for wasn't a total loss now looking back at it. It was a good investment in my time. Another thing is hopefully with all these extra clients, maybe I can save up some money so that later this year I could actually take a trip to actually go look for my future wife in person as opposed to doing it online, right? So whatever the case is, in either case I'm not desperate, right? So that's good. And I learned to be cautious if you want to watch scary news, right? If you're in the habit of acting on impulse, maybe scary news isn't the best thing to watch every day, right? Maybe put aside some time to watch it, but don't focus on it all the time. Thanks for watching.